Hello carnivores, and welcome to my channel. This I guess would be my first video. I'm not sitting in the car taking the video because of the lighting and whatnot, but I'm actually waiting for a friend of mine I'm picking up from the airport, and I figured to make use out of my time while I'm waiting. And I didn't prepare anything for this video, so I figured since it is spontaneous, I could just focus on how I became a carnivore. In my 20s, I started to have a lot of medical issues, especially digestive problems, and the doctors, of course, would give me their version of what to do. And I was in my mid-20s, and they wanted me to eat a diet made for people in their 80s. And I'm not disparaging anybody in their 80s. I'm just saying that to tell me in my 20s that I can't eat most of the food that everybody eats, there was something off about it. It just didn't make sense to me. That cannot be it. Especially stay away from coffee. What? No. I can't stay away from coffee. So I ended up going into paleo, and paleo was amazing. It really helped me a lot. It changed my life. I can't really get into right now in this video all the medical issues that I had, but I can tell you that one of them was gastroparesis, which is stomach paralysis. It's slow stomach emptying, and it caused me to lose over 20 pounds in a couple of months. Muscle mass. I looked really, really unhealthy, and the doctor told me this is how I would be the rest of my life. I would have to take supplements and be measured for malnutrition every 6 months, and that the only FDA approved medication for gastroparesis at that time was a certain antibiotic that I would have to take every day for the rest of my life. That just blew my mind. There's no way. I avoided antibiotic when I needed antibiotic. I resorted to natural remedies. Being from a Mediterranean background, we focus a lot more on Ayurvedic than pills and medication, and especially with antibiotic. And I had done some research prior to that in regards to the effects of cranberry, just the fruit, not the cranberry juice with sugar, and that had actually helped me with bronchitis. I'm susceptible to getting bronchitis, and just drinking it helped me deal with it. I don't think there's a scientific research behind it. If it is a placebo effect, it worked. So I tried to stay away from antibiotic as much as I could. And to tell me that I would have to take antibiotic every day for the rest of my life and be malnutrition or be watched for malnutrition just didn't make any sense to me. I felt diet has a lot to do with it, which is what I ended up doing. I went to paleo, and I could see the improvement so dramatically, so quickly as well. I stayed paleo for a little bit, but paleo leads itself to still being introduced to some sort of food that could cause inflammation or could bring on the desire to eat other carbs, because you are eating certain carbs, potatoes, sweet potatoes, etc. I decided, well, if I'm going to eat carb, maybe I should go back to Mediterranean diet. So I did the paleo Mediterranean type of thing, and it was okay, but I felt a change, and it wasn't a good change. My husband liked it. He liked the Mediterranean paleo, and I stuck with it because I would rather eat Mediterranean paleo than eat the modern diet that we eat with a lot of the stuff we shouldn't be eating. But I think when COVID came and the gyms closed and we were more sedentary than ever before, the effects of the carbohydrates in our diet started to show even more. And we started to put on weight. I had less energy. I'm sure stress and everything we were going through had a lot to do with it as well. But I just felt overall just a malaise that was just unexplainable. I would wake up tired. My husband had no energy. We did all sort of testing. His testosterone he was 50 and it was 250, which the doctors told him it's within the limit for his age. But he had no energy, and we started to veer further away from paleo per se and Mediterranean, and we started to do more of plants, salads, especially cruciferous vegetables, because they're so good for you and you're supposed to eat them all the time, with lean meat. So he would eat one meal a day, two maybe, but mostly one meal a day. And he had no energy. His testosterone level was still at 250. He took some supplements and it wasn't going up. We both just felt tired all the time. Then he called me March of last year from work, and he sent me a couple of YouTube videos that he had seen early in the morning. Sometimes he gets to work early and he just sits in the car and watches videos until everybody arrives. And it was two guys that anecdotally were giving people their experience with carnivore diet and how it helped them. So I was home that day. I ended up going online on YouTube and I searched some more. I found Dr. Berry. I ran across Dr. Berry with his beginner's guide and 15 mistakes carnivores do. And what I loved about Dr. Berry is this is how I am. I'm very logical and pragmatic when it comes to things like that. And the research-based information he gave, including the links that he's referencing in his video, and I did look through some of the links and the research to read it myself, and I loved how he said, don't just take my word for it. Read the research yourself. Make your own conclusion yourself. I like that. Anybody that puts themselves out there as on a pedestal where, believe what I say just because I'm saying it. It was more transparent. It was more believable. But I called my husband back and I told him, okay, how about we do 30-day challenge? I'll do it with you because I just don't see myself cutting sugar out of my coffee. There's no way I'm going to drink coffee without sugar. I used to put 2 to 3 spoons of sugar in my coffee. I would have 1 cup a day, but still, I could not have coffee. I thought I could not have coffee without sugar. And I told him, I can do anything for 30 days as long as I know there is an expiration date. So I said, okay, we'll do the 30-day. We'll see. I just, like everybody else, I thought we would get bored with it. It would be too much. Maybe the fat and the cholesterol and all that stuff. But 30 days is not going to kill us. Roughly 2 weeks into it, both him and I felt amazing. It was a feeling that we never felt before. And I can tell you, I try to remember back to my youth, and I don't think I ever felt that good overall in my life. So he called me and he asked me, how do you feel? And I told him, I feel amazing. I said, I think we could do this. I don't think this is going to be a 30-day challenge. I'm fine. I'm drinking coffee with just a little bit of heavy cream, raw heavy cream, A2, raw heavy cream, organic, of course, and all that stuff. But I just put a little bit of cream in my coffee, and I didn't need sugar anymore. It was out of my system. I didn't miss it. And I told him, I just feel so good that even if I didn't miss sugar, I would hate to give that feeling up just so I can have sugar in my coffee. I told him, let's do it. Let's just do it for as long as we can and see how we can go. I can see myself wanting to do this the rest of my life. Both of us agreed on it. He came home that day and we threw out anything in the house, anything in the refrigerator, in the cupboard that had sugar in it, that had carbohydrates in it, trashed. We're talking $400 or $500 worth of food. A lot of people say, well, I'll finish everything and I'm not going to buy anything else. And no, we felt we needed to do this. We needed to do this right now. We know how we feel, and we did not want to fall back on bad habits. So we got rid of everything. That was March of last year. This is March 19th. So this is a little bit over a year that we have been doing carnivore. Again, we do have the dairy, some dairy, not too much, a little bit of cheese, mostly hard cheese because it has the least amount of galactase in it. I do sometimes do sheep and goat cheese. I add it to my eggs, but not so much. And of course, the heavy cream in my coffee. And that's it. Other than that, everything else that we eat is animal-based. Fat, meat, organs, etc. And I can tell you, in December of last year, my husband took his blood test. We both took our blood test. But his testosterone level, he had stopped all supplements. We both stopped every supplement we're taking. We were taking close to $100 a month of supplements. We both stopped supplementing, and his testosterone level went to 477. No supplement, just from the meat diet. It was unbelievable. Now, I'll backtrack to June of last year. I went to see my GYN for my regular checkup, and I mentioned to her that I feel like I'm entering perimenopause, and she looked at my blood test from last year, May, I think, the year before, and she said that, yes, I was entering perimenopause because my blood was showing those results. But in June, when I went to see her last year, I explained to her that I'm starting to feel the change, that my cycle dates are changing, they're expanding, it's 30 days, 35 days, 40 days, and I started to feel somewhat of hot flashes and whatnot. And then I happened to mention to her that I went carnivore in March, and she turned around and looked at me and she said, you do know that carnivore reverses menopause. I was in shock that she said that. Like, how do you know that? Most doctors don't speak about carnivore. It's weird. I love her. She's the best doctor I know. But in any case, she said that to me. At that day, she took my blood test to see where all my levels are. I don't have a PCP, so I have her do all my annual blood test. A couple of days later, I get my results back, and my estrogen improved tremendously. That she seemed like a genius at that point. Also, in May of the previous year, I'm mistaken. That June, I asked her to do a full panel on my thyroid. Any other doctor before never did that. They would just do the T3, T4, TSH, and that's it. And everything comes out great. Now, I do have a family history of thyroid. My mom, my sister, even my dad later on in life. You'd think that the doctors would do all the testing, especially the antibody testing. No, they don't. So I asked her, can we do the full panel? And she did 6 tests instead of just 3. And my peroxidase antibody came back greater than 900 because Quest Diagnostic only goes up to 900. They can't measure anything above that. So mine was greater than 900. God knows what it was at. So then fast forward to December when my husband and I took our test, and his testosterone level went up and his A1C went down. Of course, he had lost a lot of weight. He think was at that point 35 pounds. He now lost a total of 46. But my peroxidase, I was not on any thyroid medication, went down to 720 something. Just from the diet. So my estrogen is going up, my thyroid peroxidase is going down, my A1C is great, my triglyceride went down. Of course, my LDL went up, which is expected, but of course, you know, people when they see it, they freak out, and I tell them, don't worry, I'm fine, I'm on the carnivore diet, LDL is not gonna kill me. Both my husband and I did test oxidized LDL, and mine was within normal level. So even that, which they use as a marker for arterial thank you, health, it came back within normal levels. My husband was a little elevated, but again, he had put on close to 50 pounds of weight, and right now he lost 46, so he's about 5 pounds from his ideal weight. But overall, I can tell you, not just how we feel, not just how we look from the weight that we lost, our sleep improved, but our blood test is showing good results. And the next videos, we can start focusing more on different things that carnivore diet has helped me and other people with. I plan to interview some people that I actually, from observing me and my husband, ended up going on the carnivore diet themselves because of the results that they saw. Like my husband always says, we have the receipts. This is how we look. Our blood tests show it. So you want to try it again? I tell people, do the 30-day challenge, see how you feel. Most of the time, people start to feel so good within the first couple of weeks. It blows their mind. I will have a couple of my friends that are on the carnivore diet, and they can give you their story of their success story and their struggle. Carnivore diet does have struggles, and we can hit those in the next videos. You know, a lot of people go constipation and low stomach acid, etc., etc. We will cover all that, but I just wanted to give you a base of where I came from. From in my 20s, early 30s, being borderline malnutrition and having to take antibiotic and having to avoid 80% of the food that everybody eats, to right now I'm 47 and I feel great. I have energy I had not had 10 plus years, maybe more. I can't remember. It's just my sleep improved, my mood improved, my cycle is every 28 days on the dot. It's unheard of. So there's hope. I love the carnivore diet. People tell me they miss this and they miss that and they want to add some fruit and they want to add this, and in all honesty, I don't miss any of it. I feel so great, and I don't feel like I need to add anything. So see you in the next videos. Hopefully I didn't talk too much. I tend to do that sometimes. If I do, tell me in the comments. Okay guys, good luck, and see you soon.